Hey everyone, welcome back to Review Wars. I'm Kyle.
JP, baby.
And we're gonna go, I guess, an old school TV show brought to the big screen. The new movie, Baywatch. So we're gonna go with visuals first, as always. What do you think of the visuals of the movie?
Oh, lots of visuals.
Lots of visuals, yeah.
The thing about it you gotta remember from Baywatch is when Hasselhoff took it over, it was basically a failing show, and they didn't have a budget for visuals or effects.
Yeah.
So they filled a lot of time with slow motion. That's where the slow motion came from, is because it took up time.
And it was a way to get visuals without actually spending money on it. Except the actresses. So visuals in the movie were good. They were good. A couple cheesy parts, but if you're going to watch Baywatch and you think it's completely redone and it's not going to be a big old steamy turd, then...
We're just talking about visuals now. We're not talking about anything else but visuals.
I'm talking about visuals.
Okay.
Then you're expecting way too much. It's Baywatch. You watch the series, it's Baywatch. So it was a movie, they had money for it, visuals were okay, but it was, they were unnecessary. A lot of it was unnecessary. But 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. All right. The slow-mo effects in this movie, state of the art. You don't see slow-mo quite like Baywatch slow-mos. That being said, that's really the only really big visuals. I guess they had a few other random little things, but
it's really not noteworthy.
It's not.
You're not going to watch the movie for a big visual.
Yeah, you're not going to see like Guardians of the Galaxy where there's CG everywhere. You're going there just to see the slow-mo effects.
Yeah.
Which slow-mo effects were on point, so no hating on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a 5. It's just, it is what it is. What?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a 5. There's nothing special about them. It's just slow-mo effects. There's really basically no visuals other than slow-mo. It was filmed in frame. It's focused. So there you go. What do you think of the story?
Story? Well, again, it was Baywatch. So if you like the series...
Do you grade that on a curve, though? Or do you...
No.
Okay.
It's just they kept very true. I liked the story. It was fun. It all kind of fit. They brought in... spoiler alert, I guess. So turn it off. Brought in Hasselhoff.
Well, yeah, obviously. He's the owner of the whole thing.
They tied that in pretty well. The story was good.
The original, yeah.
I liked the aspect with the drunk gold medalist and him finding himself in the lifeguard duty. I liked it. It was a fun ride. It was funny.
Sure.
The story wasn't
I wonder if
great,
they're referencing like Ryan Lochte in that kind of role when they casted him.
I don't know.
Okay.
But it was definitely a comedy, and it was 7 out of 10. It was 7 out of 10. It was good. It was funny. It was good. Very entertaining.
So 5.5. It's a Baywatch story. It's worth watching once. You probably won't watch it again. Well, at least you won't watch it again for the story. You won't be mad at yourself when you leave the theater, but at the same time, you won't really you won't remember that much of the story. It's just things were happening around you. So it is funny. You're gonna laugh, which is great. It's a comedy, so you should laugh. But at the same time, like there's nothing special about the story. It's a Baywatch story, so like you shouldn't be expecting that much walking into it. I give it a 5.5 because again, it's not like a negative storyline or anything like that where I was like the story was completely ridiculous. But it's a Baywatch story, so 5.5. Acting, directing.
Oh wow! How do you rate this one? It's definitely not an award winner for acting.
Well, which award? Are we talking about Academy Awards, Emmys, Razzies?
Any of them except MTV. It might win MTV awards.
It's gonna win some MTV awards.
Yeah, it'll win
it's
some
gonna
MTV.
win some MTV awards.
It shouldn't win Razzies.
It's better than Razzies.
It's better than Razzies. I will say that. Yes. Nothing great about the characters. The directing was good enough. Really, it's a bunch of cliche characters. Party. You got the lieutenant Mitch, very militaristic type style, and he's kind of an eccentric lifeguard who thinks he needs to be a police officer. He's not. And then you got the burnout, drunk, alcoholic, success fail story.
Yeah, Dustin.
And then you got all the women, and then you got the tech guy. It They made me laugh. I like their characters, so I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
So my grade's going to be kind of weird on this one because the acting wasn't great. The directing is what it is, but at the same time, I started to think towards the end, I'm like, maybe this is just genius towards the end, because this is Baywatch, right? Of like, if it was like tremendous acting and people were getting really gritty and emotional, and there's all these random things were happening, then it'd be like, oh, while you would think the acting was good, but they're not really playing true to the franchise. So I give it an 8 out of 10. Like, I think they played those cliche characters about as well as you could play those terrible characters, right? I mean, this is literally like, go back and watch the TV show Baywatch, watch the movie, and tell me those characters were not spot on impersonating those other characters. So 8 out of 10. I think that the directing was fine. They got the super cheesiness of the original down packed. And The Rock and Zac Efron, they looked back on what David Hasselhoff did and all those other characters did, and they were like, we got this. And they performed it great. So yeah, 8 out of 10. I'm gonna go more towards the genius side than the terrible acting side.
Well, The Rock was actually David Hasselhoff's. That was actually Mitch.
Whoa, you have to wait and watch.
What?
I mean, you have to wait. What are you talking about?
He's Mitch.
Okay.
Rock is the David Hasselhoff.
No, but I'm saying, like, if you look back on, like, the old cheesiness of that, like, they nail it of what they did in the past.
Zac Efron did?
Of what they did in the past. I'm saying, like, the whole feel of the show, not necessarily, like, this specific actor. I'm not saying, like, oh, like, you know, this actor is just like Pamela Anderson and this. Like, no. I'm saying, like, how those actors acted on that original show and how they acted in this is the same. So that's the genius of it. That's the good part of it.
I like the acting in this better.
Anyways, what are you feeling towards your overall grade and your biases towards the franchise?
They definitely didn't take themselves seriously. This is definitely a group of people who looked at Baywatch, including the writers and the director and the producers especially. They looked at Baywatch and said, "This isn't. We're not gonna take ourselves seriously with this." They definitely was a cast sitting around having a good time, and they made a good story. As good as a story as Baywatch could be. So overall bias, it was a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
It was definitely a 7 out of 10. It was a good movie. Well, I laughed. I hope they make another one. I really hope they make another one. I liked it.
I give it a solid 6 out of 10. You're gonna watch it. You're gonna like it. You're not gonna watch it again.
I will watch it again.
You're not gonna. I mean, you may watch. Yeah.
There's a lot you missed the first showing.
Missed the first show. Okay.
It's not slow enough.
It's not slow enough. That maybe they'll, instead of the Blu-ray version, might have the new enhanced extended edition, which is the same as the regular edition, but 20 minutes worth of more slow mos, right? It's a solid movie. It's
very solid.
6 is good. It just means you can watch it once, whether you rent it on Redbox or watch it in the theater. It's worth one watch, and then you'll be happy you watched it. You'll laugh, and then you'll never want to watch it again. But 6 out of 10 is solid. It's not a bad movie. Let's know what you think. Let's know what you think of the original TV show and maybe what you think of the film. Like, comment, subscribe.
The show sucked.
It was great for when you're young.
Yeah.
Adolescent. When you're a teenager, everything's great.
Yeah,
right?
it was.